So yeah, we here, you know, King Flow Mixtape Addict show. I'm with two dope MCs today. PS the Great and Grandpadre. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing great, man. Feeling a lot better today.
Staring at ghosts and pictures like faded frame. Ain't the same. Weight on my shoulders, learn to ignore the pain. Know you disdain. I struggled through obstacles that I overcame. While y'all adjusted, was born in darkness like Bruce and Bang.
We got three different cities up in here. We got Vegas, we have Nantes in France, where I'm at, and we got the homie in New York, man. We connecting the dots like crazy today. So yo, let me start with the Mixtape Addict question. I have to ask you, it's a tradition that I always ask to all my guests. So we're gonna start with you, Padre. Who's your all-time favorite DJ?
Yeah, don't have an all-time favorite. I grew up on all types of music. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean, I grew up listening to the DJ Mr. C, you know what I'm saying, DJ Tony Touch, Clark Kent, you know what I mean? Most of the pioneers in the hip hop scene. You know, we in Brooklyn, so it ain't really been like I want to say a favorite, you know what I mean?
There's too many.
Just listening, I listen to everybody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So those two guys right there, especially Clark Kent, rest in peace. You know that was like the mixtape that you like to listen when you were young back in the days.
Yeah, when I was younger, I mean, it was more so a lot of DJ Mr. C joints and DJ Clue.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There was a lot of that going on at that time. You know what I mean? I ain't that old, but you know what I mean? When I really fell in love with hip hop, that was the stuff that was those are the DJs that was spinning a lot of stuff.
Yeah, man. We all missed that. We will talk about that. What about you, PS?
I gotta go with the same, like Clark Kent. Shit, man. The Clue tapes for sure. Definitely grew up on the Clue tapes.
Mm-hmm.
The drama tapes, man. The DJ drama was dope back then. Even though he ain't really like a DJ, but drama tapes was dope.
Yup. And shout out to DJ Drama, because we all remember what happened to him. I don't remember what year exactly, probably like 2007 or 8. And he got raided by the police for mixtapes.
Yeah.
That changed a lot of things, man, after that, you know?
Yeah. I'm trying to think who else. Who else was dope? I mean, there's so many DJs. I mean, I can't really pick out a favorite. It's hard.
When you listen to hip hop like we listen to hip hop, it ain't really your favorite. You know what I mean? Because they basically, most of the DJs, they was just breaking music from a lot of people that we grew up on. So it's not like one particular.
Mm-hmm. And let me ask you this: do you miss the mixtape format?
Yes, I do.
Why? I
mean, the mixtapes was back in the day. That's how we got the exclusive music. You know what I mean? Like, and then I don't know, staying up, having to record the mix shows on tape, and then having that experience of like sharing that shit with your homies. You know what I mean? Like that was cool back in the day. So I miss that aspect of it. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, man. That energy, you know?
Yeah, exclusivity. Having exclusive was the most important thing. You want to have it first and hear it first, and you can put other people on to the music, sort of like how DJs was. Like y'all, DJ get it first, and then they break the music, and then that was kind of like how it flooded to the streets. And you'd be able to kind of like say, oh, so-and-so got this, but you ain't got this, you know what I mean? Like that type of thing. So you really had to tune in and catch what you wanted, you know what I mean? What you took a liking to.
Yup. That was a race to get exclusive music. We all remember that DJ Hookit story. Well, I think he played like a Big Pun song that wasn't supposed to be out, and they caught him in a minivan with a Uzi pull up in his head.
Yeah, I heard that story too.
Oh yeah, man, shit crazy. And when can we expect mixtapes? Because you guys been working a lot, you know, like we're gonna talk about that, but you guys been working like crazy, you know, over the years. And are you planning on like doing kind of like a best of compilation of all the best tracks that you did in your career?
I mean, we never talked about it, but I mean, it's definitely a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a positive. I mean, it seems for the most part, the project kind of rolls out like a mixtape for the most part. It just, a lot of it was on, initially the project was going to be just my production and PS production. But then we kind of like opened the floodgate because a lot of other people wanted to be involved. It kind of rolled out like a mixtape, so to speak. So there's a lot of other features that wanted to be a part of, but we couldn't squeeze everybody on it, or we'd be giving y'all 40 tracks at a time. But we definitely recorded about 40, 50 joints. We just gave, we just gave out the 16 just to get the ball rolling. But definitely got some features in the works.
So yeah, that's how you know it's a good project. It's when you can listen to it, from start to finish, no skip. And that's what happened when I heard the I-90 album. So yo, but first, before talking about the album, how did you guys connect together? Because you're in Brooklyn, PS is in Vegas. How did you guys connect together?
It's the homie Piccolo during shout out to Piccolo, by the way.
Word, shout out to Pic.
Yeah, during COVID, he had introduced us, and the rest was history. I was in New York. We ended up linking in the studio, knocked out a song. Was it one song or two songs? I think it was just the one.
No, yeah, it might have been one song that we was filtering out the other joints, but we didn't get around to recording it.
Yeah, and then from then on, we just start building from there. You know what I mean? So
that's dope, man. That's dope. It is good to have like such a chemistry between two MCs, and you guys live far apart, but you still make dope music, and everything is like, it's like what we were talking, like no skip. Everything is good music, always thought about, doing perfectly well, man. So you guys did a good job on the album, and I recommend everybody that's watching this interview, make sure you go check out the I-90 album, because this shit is fire.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. Thanks.
Yeah, man. And if you could define your sound, in a few words, to the people that don't know you yet, what could you say?
I would say, I think the project, I think my style is just, it's influential in a way. You know what I mean? Where it's kind of like paying homage to hip hop and what we grew up on, but at the same time trying to have concepts and things that actually stick and actually make sense. Because I don't feel like we're rapping at the audience on some materialistic type shit, and more so just kind of like just talking about trials and tribulations for the betterment of listeners. You know what I mean? So I would say it's educational. Although, we may be talking about some negative topics and things like that, but for the most part, it's kind of like a pro and con kind of rap versus just glorifying anything that could possibly, lead a person down the wrong path. Just kind of discussing the things we've gone through in life and what we learned from it, rather than glorifying any of the things that, of course, lead kids down the wrong way. And shit that we deal with on a day-to-day basis, even being in different places. Like you can relate to the album that you're in France, and I'm pretty sure y'all got a hood culture out there the same way Vegas has a hood culture, Montana got a hood culture, New York has one, Chicago has one, and just trying to make something that was timeless and goes across the board. So I think we create music that lasts and is not trendy, so to speak.
Yep.
Because you don't just listen to the album and get like a boom bap feel. Of course, there's soul joints on there. There's joints that's up tempo that are a little bit more reminiscent of the partying and being able to dance and move and kind of groove to it, and not necessarily be so depressed. But then you have other songs where you're able to talk about being depressed and getting through it. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't say that we have like one style of music. I think you can tell that we actually study music and are students of music by the way we put the music forward, and that's what made the project so cohesive.
Yep, it is. That's the word I was looking for. Sometimes I look for my words in English, man.
Yeah.
Yep,
yeah.
cohesive, exactly. Because you have different topics, different types of groove. But like you said, every state and every country has a different culture. But as human beings, we also have a lot of things in common. And the things that you talk about, that can resonate in people's head worldwide, man.
Yeah, that was what the overall premise was. Because a lot of songs on the album came about from just me and PS finding common ground, having conversations about things that we were going through individually and things that we had knowledge of. Everything hasn't necessarily been directly things we were going through, but things that impacted us through family members, friends, things of that nature. Because, you are your environment. So when P was sharing a lot about the environment he's from, and I was sharing a lot about the environment I was from, we found commonality. Then through those conversations, we were creating the hooks to the song, and then basically just versing it from our perspective. Mm-hmm. So sometimes my slang would, be relatable and people would understand what I was talking about, and P would do the same thing in his way, and we still have the same subject matter, and just be talking about the same exact thing that's going on, just from different places.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, man. And when did you guys I know you told me you guys link up because of a friend, a common friend. But when did you really decide to take it seriously like you did, and start working on serious albums and putting your money into your music, investing in yourself? When was the moment that you decided to do that?
I think it was after we recorded sitcoms is when we actually decided to start making an album. It might have been before that too. It might have been we met each other and then bam, that was it. We just got started on the progress, on the program. My bad, the project. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I think it was upon meeting. I think we just had a conversation. We didn't even really get too deep into the music aspect. I mean, we both knew we were dope producers and shit like that. P sent me some of the work, some of the work that he did prior. P had listened to my album, what I did prior. He's like, nah, we got to work on something. And I already liked like his cadence and everything in regards to his voice and shit. I was like, nah, he'd be a perfect fit with being a baritone and me kind of being a little lighter on the vocals. I like that be a perfect marriage in regards to the how we would sound sonically. And then when we did the sitcom joint, that definitely like solidified it. Along with compliments from friends like, nah, y'all need to work on something together, bro, because I can listen to this shit all day. So that kind of got the ball rolling. Before you know it, we got from one song to about 30 songs, then it was 45 songs, and the ball just kept on rolling. Got to a point where I think me and P was sending each other 3-4 beats a day.
Damn, okay. You guys are working, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. You dropped the I-90 album, and how's the feedback so far from the people that follow you?
I think my bad.
No, go ahead, P.
I think the feedback's been good. We get nothing but positive reviews. I mean, I haven't received like any negative feedback as of yet. But yeah, everything's been pretty positive. People feeling the album, been bumping it a lot, sharing it with people. You know what I mean? So it's been good now.
Nice. Does that motivate you to work on another album after that for 2025?
Of course. I mean, we already got some in the works. I mean, like Padre said earlier, we had like 40, 50 tracks. Plan on getting those out. Of course, working on the solo joints, but we're definitely gonna keep the ball rolling with what we got going on. So.
Okay, dope, man. Are you guys now planning on working with any artists from overseas? Because, you know, I'm out there in France. I don't know if you guys are hip to, like, European hip-hop and all that, but do you have, like, an artist or a producer out there that you like to work with?
Nicholas Craven, for sure.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Nicholas Craven, he's one of my favorite producers. We got a joint we sitting on from you, actually. You know what I mean?
Sir. Yes, sir. Hell yeah.
Trying to think who else from overseas. Oh man.
But yeah, Nicholas Craven, that's the cousin. You know, from Canada, Quebec. You know, he speaks French too. You know, shout out to the Quebec cousins.
Trying to think who else. This is a guy in Britain. I can't think of his name right now. Dope MC. He did the album with the Bart Simpson cover. I forgot his name.
That sounds familiar. I don't remember the name either, but that sounds familiar.
I was just listening to him this morning too.
Okay, dope. Yeah, hip hop has no boundaries, man. That's the crazy thing nowadays, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, are you guys planning on coming out there? You know, maybe like, you know, rock a few shows, meet with some of the people, collaborate with guys out there. Is that the plan?
I think that'd be dope. Kind of tap into overseas. I think that'd be amazing to actually come out, rock some shows, do some work out there. So it's definitely.
Yeah, that's definitely something that we look forward to doing. You know, it's all about just meeting the right people and making sure you're in the right circumstances and shit like that. You know, touring costs. So of course the funds got to be present to be able to do what we need to do. But we got families and things we got to take care of here.
Yeah, for sure, man. And if you had to choose a country to perform right now, like where would you want to go?
I want to go to Japan.
Japan.
Alright, me too. It's so dope out there. It's so dope. I got mad connects in Japan. I never went there. That's a shame.
You got to utilize those connects, man, while you got them. You know what I mean? People don't be around forever, so you can't, you know what I mean? Can't sit on them. Got to do your thing.
Yep, for sure. I might link you guys up. I have Tokyo MC. His name is Remy, Rwemy. Remy. I worked with him. I produced a track for him a few years ago. And I connected him with one of my guys from France. He went to Tokyo. He said, yo, do you know any guys from Japan? I said, yeah. And 2 days later, he sent me a picture with the guy. So, you know, it's always good connections to make, man. And let's talk about, you know, business and all that. Do you think It's like, do you think it's important and you have to be an entrepreneur to, survive in the music industry? Because a lot of artists just want to do music and that's it. They're waiting for a miracle to happen or something.
I mean, with the state of streams right now, I mean, nobody can pay from streams right now. You got to find other avenues, whether it be like merch, going on tour. I mean, it's definitely important, especially getting your business and paperwork taken care of. So.
And what do you guys do, like, to finance your music? Do you guys are working on merchandise or stuff like that, or exclusive way to put out your music?
Right now, everything's just funded through us. We just both working right now, and then using that to help fund the project. So.
Okay, dope. So we can wait, man, to have some merchandise or some shit, from you guys to go with the dope music that you do together.
Yeah, we definitely got some in the works. Might press up a vinyl, do some shirts or something, some hats. So.
Hell yeah. And what you think of that? Like the comeback of vinyls? It's crazy. I went to a mall like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I went to the music sections. Man, I couldn't believe my eyes. Though they had like fucking walls of vinyls everywhere. I was like, damn, that's crazy. The comeback is ill.
Yeah, vinyl. Yeah, definitely vinyl. Vinyl would definitely become a thing. I mean, they sell a lot of record players that don't cost as much. You know what I mean? So a lot of people are like not necessarily just DJs. A lot of people become collectors of the albums and the album art. You know what I mean? So I don't think that's going to go anywhere. I see that some places are actually they're making tape decks and stuff now. They're making cassette players all over again. So eventually, those things are going to pick back up. But I think a lot of that has to do with artists realizing that the nostalgia of those things is what's making people actually buy music, and not necessarily be connected to a digital device the whole entire time.
Yep. And the crazy thing is that it's not only about nostalgia, because I've seen some like teenagers like this 17, 18, and they're buying vinyls. And they were born like in 20 something, like not too long ago, bro. And they'll rock vinyls like they knew this shit for their whole life.
Well, I'm pretty sure they got that influence from somewhere, you know what I mean, on realizing the importance of vinyl and just the sonics of it. Like vinyl sounds totally different from hearing anything on a cassette or digital. And I mean, even when it comes down to listening to music, I mean, most people listen to music through their phones. You never really get through an album with your phone because you're going to have Instagram alerts all the time. There's just like a piece of me some music. While I'm listening to the music he sends me, I got text messages coming through my phone. I got Instagram's alerts about people liking the music. And there's so much things that happen in between that makes you kind of lose your train of thought on what you was listening to and taking the music in properly versus, playing vinyl and just letting it rock out while you do what you need to do that's separate from your device. Because everybody got their phone in their hand all day with constant reminders, whether it be family members calling in or whatever the case may be, that makes it very hard for you to actually set time away. You know what I mean? An hour, most albums, 45 minutes to an hour. Hours a lot of time to just put your attention into one thing. So, you know what I mean? That's why you see so many short projects where people are releasing 5 songs at a time, 7 songs at a time. But we had people waiting for so long because we said we were working on this since the pandemic. So we figured it would only be right to give a good amount of music away the first time around versus just giving 7 songs. Because they'd be like, Dad, y'all worked on these 7 songs for 2 years. So that's why we gave, the 16. Because we could have definitely gave y'all a 30 clip and had another 30 ready. But people attention spans ain't that long. So we said we give a little at a time.
Yep. But the album is so, made perfectly. Like every song flows together. It's like, even if right now the attention span is crazy, when you have a strong album, you're still gonna be listening to it and taking the time. Like for example, that Snoop and Dre album that came out. I think it's kind of like the return of like full length album where music is real, made with love and heart, man. So I think people are gonna take the time to go back to that and listen to a whole project, like watching a movie. It's like watching a movie. Just no image.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it works in your favor. I mean, with Snoop and Dre, with them being legends and having so many people anticipating them working together in the time frame, and of course they put in a lot of work over the years, so it's kind of hard for people like them to put an album out and people not listen all the way through it because of course you're gonna have the media that's listening through it, people trying to get their first takes on it, and that's always the case when it comes down to music. And when you have your name out there and you got the promotion behind you, of course, like P said, we're doing a lot of this stuff. We self-funded. And so, of course, we got to do what our budgets allow in the process of being able to pay for promotion and marketing. But of course, if we did have an engine behind us, of course, the album would go a lot further. But right now, we're basically relying upon word of mouth and friends and family while we do whatever we can do promotional wise. But I think everything is going to increase. The traffic is definitely going to increase moving forward. Because now the music is out. The music is out there. It's going to speak for itself. And of course, we know the audience of people that we're catering to. You know what I mean? Real lovers of hip hop. Nothing against the music that's out right now, but more so just music with purpose. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the music with authenticity is coming back. Like, people want to hear something that they can relate to, you know. Like, I think that's my opinion. They're getting tired of the bullshit, man. Because if you look at it, like, every rapper kind of sound the same. They all talk about the same shit. Like, it's a circle, man. People are getting tired of that because it's been like, I mean, the bullshit music has been here from like maybe 2010 or something until now. And it's been like 15 years. People are getting tired of that. That's why we see guys like Benny the Butcher, you know, Griselda, we see J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, you know, music with substance and a message and good topics, good music. I think it's coming back.
Yeah, people want that substance back.
Yep. And do you agree? Like, do you think like people are getting tired of that too, and they want the real back?
I can say for me personally, like I really want. I like the direction hip hop, well, music in general is going back right now. Back to the concepts of storytelling. Not just all that, like, I don't want to say anything too crazy, you know what I mean? But like that ratchet, you know what I'm saying? Everybody talking about killing everybody. I mean, you can only do so much.
Yeah,
man.
Man. Only with so much op talk in the world. Like everybody now gets you type shit.
Yeah, I mean, but you know they're making that type of music and making it sound funny until the day one of their friends get killed or some shit, and it's not gonna be funny anymore.
I mean, that's always the case. I mean, a lot of people talk about things and they do things and they don't like it when the shoe is on the other foot and it returns back. I think it's also when you look at the music that's being out right now, I mean, a lot of it is not going to stand the test of time because, you know, I don't see too many people being 40, 50 years old still listening to some of this stuff. And if so, it'll be for nostalgia. You know what I mean?
Yep. Because we all grow up and we talk about different things. Like, you know, we were talking about Snoop and Dre. The music is evolving. If you want to hear some shit from the 90s, then go listen to the 90s album. You know, people are changing. Music is changing. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's actually really good, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that. Me and Pete talk about that all the time. I mean, initially, the originators of hip-hop didn't like the direction that hip-hop went in, right? Because it was education. It was education on the beginning. It had a positive message, and then it went from that to, you know, I don't want to say ratchet or, you know what I mean, like uprising, rebellion, and all that other stuff. And then, you know what I mean, it just kept on evolving. Because I mean, at the end of the day, even with disliking some of the music that's out right now, all these people are just talking about what happened in their lives and their own situation. So it's not me trying to belittle or me and Pete trying to belittle anybody because they're rapping about what they see on a day-to-day basis. It's just like, more so, what are you trying to do to change it? Mm-hmm. That's more so what we try to address in our music. Like, what are you trying to do to change it? I mean, if you just sitting here and you saying that, you know what I mean, your homie got killed and you about to go spin, I mean, at the end of the day, all you doing is reciprocating the issue that you had and making it continue on versus trying to, you know what I mean, teach somebody to do different. So we trying to do different musically and sonically and not sound like everybody else. Because, of course, boom bap has its own way of sounding. Soul sampling has its own way of sounding. Trap music has its own way of sounding. But at the end of the day, you know, people just sometimes want you to stick to what you know how to do. So if you're a boom bap artist, like, it will sound crazy if you hear, you know what I mean, somebody that do boom bap being on a trap beat and it sounding like it's not their lane. Even though they can do it, it still feels unnatural. Because it's like, yo, why is this person even rapping on this kind of beat? You know what I mean? You get accustomed to what you get accustomed to. But I mean, Snoop, prime example. Right, Pete? Snoop did country albums.
Yep, country album.
He did a Rastafari album. He was Snoop Lion. And there's a lot of adaptability. And I mean, at the end of the day, you commend people when they are able to be adventurous and try other things. But, you know, not everybody's accepted in that way. And a lot of times people doing what they got to do to make their money. Because, you know, contracts got a lot to do with people pushing the agendas of the label that they're signed to.
Of course. Of course, that's what I was about to say, man. Because you see all that negative music, and like you say, ratchet music. It's being heard because money is getting put into this shit by the labels. You know, it's not happening like a miracle, like this shit falling out the sky. You know, people are actually putting budgets together to push this type of music, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy. I mean, it's got to be some sort of balance. Because I mean, of course, there's gonna be the negative stuff, right? But there's got to be some positive stuff as well. So
Of course.
yeah, it's definitely crazy how things is being pushed right now. But I think it's getting better.
Yeah. I think right now artists are really understanding that they don't really need a label if they already have a strong fan base. You just gotta build a strong fan base. Then what do you need a label for after that? Nothing, you know. Just do your thing, keep doing music, build your fan base. You don't need a label.
Yeah, it's like well, from me and P conversation, like the song "Entertain Us" on the album talks a lot about that, right? And I mean, even having a strong fan base doesn't necessarily mean it's a good thing. I mean, especially if your fan base is encouraging you to do bad. But I mean, if you're making music about killing and drilling, and you got a fan base that's telling you to kill and drill, and then eventually you're killed or family members in your family get killed behind the things, the message that you're saying. At the end of the day, it's like being promoted to do the wrong thing, and then having and entertaining the audience that's paying you to do it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
When you're the only person that's going to be at fault. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Or having to take that loss, because I mean, several rappers are going to be killed. You know what I mean? Behind the images that they put out there, and they fans, when they're no longer here, their fans is going to move on to the next person. It's just like a job. Okay, this person isn't entertaining us no more, but what we want to hear, so we're going to go to who is and put money into that person until that, you know what I mean, until that train runs dry. So the fans got a lot to do as well in the music that's out there. So I can't really say that it's the artist's fault, because it's people that supporting them doing what they're doing. You know what I mean? On both sides of the spectrum. The same way you got people that love boom bap, you got people that love trap. And ain't really much that we can do about it as artists. What we can do is cater to the audience, people that love what we like to make, and not necessarily care too much about the opinions of others that be like, yo, they always positive and they always talking that preachy shit, you know what I mean? And just making what we like to make.
Yeah, I think those fans are gonna grow old one of those days, and think about life and maybe enjoy boom bap a little more. Because
Yeah, hopefully that happens.
I used to really like when it first came out. I liked drill music because the vibe was different. But when I heard the lyrics, it's like And then one of those days, sadly, one of the artists that I interviewed in New York. Like I did an interview with him, and a couple months after that, he got shot in the streets, by the ops. So I was like, yo, this is fucked up, man. So I cannot support that anymore. So I made my choice, man. It is what it is, man. Life shit, Yeah, man. So what can we wish for you in 2025?
We're just gonna continue to do what we do and make music. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at 2025. Continue to push the envelope. Continue to just sound like us, drop more music, and just keep it pushing. That's what's on the road for me. So,
yeah, we'll be here, to spin the good records, man, on the Mixtape Addict show. You already know, bro.
Yeah, we appreciate all the support that you've given thus far, brother.
I already know. I support real hip hop, man. It's good to see duos like you guys, making good music and the solid albums like that. Cause me, I'm a movie guy, and when I hear a good album from that, it reminds me of a movie, man, from start to finish. Shit is dope, and sometimes it's rare in 2024 to have full length project with no skips. So shout out to you guys for that.
Got a question for you. What are your favorites of the album?
Shit, I really like the track with Nuts. Is dope as fuck because I'm a big Nuts fan. And the other one, My Gang, I like it too. I play those both joints on the radios all the time, man.
thank you. We appreciate that for sure.
Thank you.
You already know, man. Keep making good music. And do you have any last words for the people that watch the interview until the end?
Just keep tapping in with us. We definitely got more music on the way. So just keep tapping in. We appreciate the support. For sure. And then we got something coming out here pretty soon. So.
All right. Dope, man.
Yeah, I say the same as P. I mean, Me and P, we may create a. I was thinking about telling P like creating an I-90 email and just having some up and coming producers send some joints over that we could listen to, just to try and have some unsigned, untapped into talent on the production side. You know what I mean? Possibly get some features from us. You know what I mean? For the project. Not till we know. Of course, we ain't gonna make a whole album out of, you know what I mean, the nondescript with the production teams that we have already, but just a means of being able to reach out and also help people the way, you know what I mean, help unsigned artists the way people have helped us. You know what I mean? Because collaborating is key. And we definitely want to touch into some different regions and eventually get to Japan and possibly France and UK and all those other places. You know what I mean?
Yes,
so
sir.
Always open to collaboration. And I think 2025 is going to definitely be a better year than this year. Because this year is ending off great, and we already know what we got in store. Man, the next, I ain't gonna say it's better, but it's better.
Dope, man.
I ain't gonna say it's better, but it's definitely better.
Alright, dope. And talk about emails and all that. I think you guys should create like a newsletter for your music, just like I do my newsletter. You probably seen it. You guys should do that. Like every time you drop something, people know. Like, you know what I'm saying. Some people, they have Facebook, but they don't have Instagram. Some have Instagram, they don't have Facebook. You feel me? But everybody got an email address, man.
Yeah, we should definitely.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely take that in. Take that in and utilize that.
Yup. I'm giving you like some free game right now. I don't know if you heard about MailChimp.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know about that. My wife was actually telling me about that. I actually set up one, but didn't utilize it.
Okay. I think they have like a free subscription if you have under 500 email addresses. It's free, and when it's up to 500, you gotta pay. But it's free. Well, under 500 email addresses. So check this shit out, man.
Definitely will.
Yes, sir. So some King Flow game for you guys.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you guys, you know, for being in the Mixtape Addict show. We here, you know, from France to the US, from New York to Vegas to, you know, all around, man. We here. Appreciate you guys. Take care, and I'll be, you know, waiting for some more dope music from you guys, and I'll keep spinning the joints in the show, man. Peace. Take care.
Peace, brother. Take care.
Yeah.